It's Midsummer Day, and I noticed that the elderflowers were beginning to turn to berries. So I thought I would go out and grab some before they had all gone. I'm lucky enough to have an elderflower at the bottom of my garden, which is easily got to. And I'm supposed to pick them. I've got that one. So it's best to pick them early morning, and they should be picked on a bright morning, but before the bees have taken their nectar and before the heat of the sun has got on them. So don't take too many. Find the flowers that aren't turning into buds, into berries. Take the whole flowers, and when you pick them, pick a few, leave a few on the tree for the next person or to turn into berries so you can use them later, or of course they're an important source of food for wild birds, so don't overpick. Leave enough to turn to berries. You don't need many anyway. You can pick them in a hessian bag, or you can pick them in a basket. I like a basket, and this will allow the elderflowers not to sweat. They turn brown quite quickly. You can use the whole flower, although you can strip them with a fork. The elder has some respect in folklore. It's referred to as the witch's tree, sometimes viewed with a little suspicion. It's very definitely a tree and not a bush. As you can see, it has branches. It's quite a gnarly wood. Often find Jew's ear growing on it. It looks quite old and twisted, and as though it's dead and rotten quite often. It's a little shrub, so it never grows quite high, but it's important to identify the plant. So when you're ready, pick a few flowers, shaking them loose to make sure that there are no insects on them. And never wash them, as they don't wash well. So just shake any insects off them. And it's considered good luck to have one growing near your house. It's considered the guardian of your garden. But it's often viewed suspiciously with bad luck. On no account should you ever burn elder, or she will surely curse you forever, says the saying. However, bushcrafters note that its hollow stems flare up easily, and elder in fact got its name from the Anglo-Saxon eld, meaning fire. So here I'm picking about 15 flower heads, and I'm going to use them in the recipes I've found, which are for Elderflower Vodka and for Elderflower Champagne. It's mango. Oh, okay, so I've been out shopping and meanwhile I've stored my elderflowers in the coldest place in the house because it's getting quite warm now. But I thought I just found a small spider. I'm just going to make my breakfast. Thought I'd transfer the flowers into a basket so little spiders can crawl away. And I've gone and I've got some white wine vinegar and some lemons. And so I'm just going to eat my breakfast and I'm going to put the elderflowers in the basket to give little creepy crawlies a chance to escape. It's actually starting to get quite humid in here and they sweat and turn brown very quickly. It's good to pick them in a basket. I'm starting to go a little brown, and avoid sweating, try to use them as quickly as possible. Obviously let little bugs run away first. I'm going to store that in a cool dark place and get on it as soon as I can. Meanwhile I've got a 4.5 gallon bowl in the supermarket, which was handy, which I'm going to make some elderflower champagne with, and I have some vodka, just cheap brand. I'm going to make some Elderflower Vodka with. Okay, so I put in very hot water and just a tiny little bit bleach in their sterilised bottles. I bought this 4.5 litre mixing bowl. I haven't finished my breakfast yet. I'm going to have to sterilise the work surface, have a quick lunch and get on. Give those a little chance to escape distractions. So I'm sterilising everything I can think of that I need to use. The oven's heating and I'm going to dry the jars off. I can't dry the bulb because it's got a plastic top, so plastic bottom, so it will be fine. Just with a half a teaspoon of bleach in a bowl of water, hot water, and a clean tea towel. So clean it's come out of the pack. It was the inside one too. Anyway, pretty sterile hopefully, and everything cleaned off. Oh, my tiles. So I put the oven on at 110, just a little over 100 degrees, which should sterilise the jars, or the jar. Seem to have a split bag of sugar here. So I've taken the jar out of the oven. I'm just going to leave that to cool down and put the rubber band back on it before putting cold liquid in there. So there we are. So ready to go. So put 10 flowers in a jar. You can put the stalks in. It says 10 small flowers. I've got varied size. You can put the stalks in. Some recipes just want the heads. That's 3. It's actually quite a warm jar, this. Oh, no. I'm not going to put liquid in there. Anyway, so we need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do count those? 9, 10. Oh, we've got plenty. So I've got enough to make some champagne with. 750 grams, I think, of sugar. 75 grams of sugar. I've got 1 pound and 200 grams. It's just under 100. This is a guess. Half a lemon zest and a litre of vodka. Now vodka is weird. I've been wanting to get hold of it for ages. So the recipe calls for 10 flower heads and a litre of vodka. And some leftover for elderflower champagne. Now vodka I've wanted to get for ages, as it's considered quite sacred in Mongolian shamanism. It's offered to the spirits, really. I think they leave it on the altar. But I read in a book by Sarangarel that every time you open a bottle of vodka you should offer the first little bit to the spirits, to the earth and sky spirits. You pour them a libation and you throw it in the air. So I'm going to do that with the vodka. And also you're supposed to light the first bit of vodka, the first vapours, but you have to be very quick, otherwise you just get a flame. And that offers it as up to spirit. We'll go with that. Maybe not near my boiler. And this is still cooling. Yeah, it'll take a while yet. It's just patience. Patience, patience. Here we go. Okay, so the jar's nice and cool. So we put 10 flower heads in. 1, 2, 3. That's a large one. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 2 fell in together, and yeah, 10. And then we need 1 litre of vodka to 75 grams of sugar, and the zest of half a lemon, and they all just get thrown into the jar and shaken. So, little trick with vodka. Let's see if we can pull it off. I might have to move the camera. Okay, so hopefully on the shelf there, that's alright. Let's see. So you open this and quickly thrust. You're supposed to thrust a match in. Let's see. I'm going to take that as having done it. Go with the spirits. The spirits say no. Just going to pour a little bit in. That's the spirit share. There. I'm going to put the rest of the sugar in there. Next. It says sugar to taste, 75 grams. I'm a bit of a sweet tooth. Just going to add another tablespoon, teaspoon. Okay, 2 teaspoons. going to make sure that it's all submerged. As much as possible. And then the zest of half a lemon. Lemon helps the yeast in the elderflowers to ferment, because it's in the other recipe as well. Don't take my word on that for today. I'm happy with that. That's half a lemon. Roughly. That's enough zest. Oops. The lid on, hold it firm, give it a good shake to dissolve the sugar. We need to go frothy already. And then you simply store it in a cool place for 4 to 6 weeks. And it should turn a lovely lemon yellow colour. Elderflower Vodka. And the benefits of elderflower. Let's have a quick look. Okay, you're supposed to avoid eating the leaves, sticks and the roots as they're potentially poisonous. But the flowers and the berries are fine. They have powerful antiseptic and anti-inflammatory properties, so they're good for colds and flus, sinus infections, respiratory problems. They also have a diuretic and laxative effect and are helpful in relieving occasional constipation. It has antibacterial and antiviral properties and may help alleviate some allergies and boost the function of the immune system. It may help reduce pain and swelling in joints due to arthritis, and also it's useful to stop bleeding. Its antiseptic properties can be used as a mouthwash and gargle, and it has been proved to reduce blood sugar levels, very similar in the way that insulin works. So these are some of the many benefits. Pretty amazing so far. It's also found that the antiseptic properties are effective in killing most microorganisms found in hospitals, including MRSI-1, which was based on research in Ireland. So, powerful antiviral and anti-inflammatory benefits too. So, once I've stored that in a cool dark place for 4 to 6 weeks, I may give it an occasional shake, although it doesn't say you have to. I just sieve the whole thing through a muslin, put it in sterilised bottles, and you can drink it straight away, but it says it's best to mature it for a couple of months. So you leave it to mature and mellow and somewhere cool, and then it's ready to drink. There it is, my cool dark place. Room for more. And it says to dilute it and to sprinkle it with sugar according to taste. So add sugar according to taste. Leave it in cool. On top of the fridge there. So I'll find some dark corner somewhere. And now I'm going to make some elderflower champagne. So I found this bowl luckily this morning, which holds 4.5 litres. So we need 4.5 litres of water, 4 elderflower heads, 1 lemon, its juice plus its skin quartered, and 1.5 pounds of white sugar, which is 650 grams, and 3 tablespoons of white wine vinegar. So here we go. 4 elderflower heads. So I discover I've got 4 flower heads. £1.5 of sugar. This might be a spillage. Oh, squeeze half a lemon juice. So full lemon and its skins. Just about get that in there. And last but not least, 3 tablespoons of white wine vinegar. Sterilizing with hot water. One, 2, 3. I don't have very good tablespoons, so generous. Excuse the face I just pulled. Okay, so it's a little bit on the full side. Now, I'm going to cover it over with a plate and to leave it, let me just check, leave it at an ambient temperature for 4 to 10 days. Testing it after 6 days to make sure it's not too fizzy. Sorry, I've got that wrong. Okay, so we leave it covered for 4 days, somewhere cool. And if you leave it anywhere else, you might have the risk of the lemon going mouldy, so make sure that the lemon doesn't go mouldy. And then you strain it and pour it into clean screw-top bottles. I might use corks. And leave it at an ambient temperature for 4 to 10 days. Testing it after 6 days to make sure it's not too fizzy. Now, importantly, if you forget about this, it may explode. So once you strained it after 4 days, leave it for another 4 to 10 days, but always remember to unscrew the lid every few days just to let some of the gas out, especially once it's bottled and you've stored it away for consumption. Don't just leave it and forget about it. Do remember to unscrew it and let the fizz out. And it should fizz quite a lot. So there you go. Elderflower champagne, as simple as that. And of course all the sugar's on the bottom, so slightly bigger bowl would have been better. Stir in the sugar. I like clockwise stirring. I sometimes do that figure of 8. I might come and give that a little bit of a stir after it's warmed, after it's dissolved. Oh, that was it. To dissolve that sugar in the beginning, you can actually dissolve it in warm water. Oops. And then leave that water to cool. Add the rest of the water and the rest of the ingredients. But I forgot to do that, so giving it a good stir, and give it a good stir for the next few hours. Okay, I think I'm at maximum there, but I can put a plate over that bowl. Hopefully any gas could force itself out, which is why I'm going to choose a cork as well. And it's a rubber bottom bowl, it's brilliant, won't move. Put that in a corner. 4, just checking again, 4. Oh, my notes are all over the place. Leave covered for 4 days, preferably somewhere cool, or you run the risk of the lemon going mouldy. And then strain it and leave it at an ambient temperature to 4 to 10 days, testing after 6 days to make sure it's not too fizzy. So there are natural yeasts in the flowers. They may take a little while to activate, so if you're in a cold climate it could take another week. So keep an eye on it, and it should be producing alcohol in there. The benefits of elderflowers are full of flavonoids and flavones and flavonols that are commonly known for their antioxidant and anti-cancer properties. They're anti-inflammatory and they're antibacterial properties. Elderflower also contains chlorogenic acids such as cinnamic acid, which may help with allergies, regulate blood glucose levels and have a laxative effect. And it is full of tritopenoids, especially beta-amarin, erythrodiol and oleanolic acid. These tryptopanoids offer many health benefits, including analgesic, anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer. If you don't want to drink it as an alcohol, it can be soaked and cooked down, or it is possible to dry them for later use, but you do have to be very careful about how you dry them, as they tend to go a bit brown, foisty. So, even though the elderberries and the elderflower are considered okay to eat raw, it's best to prepare them first, and not to really eat raw elderberry, especially if they're not black, because it does actually come from a poisonous tree. But you keep this in mind, the benefits are good, and hopefully the results will be quite sunny and sparkly too. So look forward to drinking that.